Hi, this is Jay Hart, and here is a flip through of Stampington and Company's magazine Art Journaling, and this issue is October, November, December 2020, and it's $15. I always buy these in the hopes that I will learn something. These are very colorful, very creative bits of art, and this is an interesting flag book. I'm going to flip through the colorful things because that's just not my style. I don't do any painting. That looks very creative. And I tend to like the vintage pieces better. And there is a bit of a glare. It's hard to get good light. Let's try this. These look like magazine pages that have been reinvented. Getting creative with less. This Melissa Johnson, she travels to meet friends to craft, and she takes minimal supplies, but look what fabulous things she has come up with. This is a very nice ring-bound little booklet, tag book. Lynn Moncrief, and I'm not sure, but this either folds up or rolls up. Very interesting. Okay, so here it is. Is this it, where it's folded up? This is by Nancy Bales. Very interesting colors. She's using a lot of foreign text that looks like Hebrew, and I thought I saw some Japanese or Chinese. A fortune. People are just as happy as they make up their minds to be. Very interesting use of pictures. Very interesting. Very interesting art journaling. Do you share your journal pages online? I'm always looking to follow new people. Very interesting mixed media. Bits of old fabric and textiles. I wonder if she put these into a book? That would be just fabulous. There's this till. She made it into a book. These look a little dark and kind of sad and unhappy faces. Do Do you decorate the cover of an art journal before or after the journal is complete? Well, I'd say it just depends. Maybe, maybe not. Art journaling. This I think is very pretty. Birds, flowers, greens, pinks. Purples and yellow. A one-paper mini book. I'd like to see the book closed so I could see the cover. More art journaling. Creative Recipe Journal by Tiffany Goff Smith. Painting with coffee. Instant coffee mixed with water makes a beautiful grungy page. I love the colors. Very soft, muted. Isn't that interesting where the picture was torn and sewn back together? Very interesting face with text. What is one of your favorite ways to add texture to a journal page? Finding inspiration in online classes. I've only done one online class, not in progress, but as a video later. Techniques to try. Only the Beginning by Elizabeth Tickvon. Aren't these interesting pages? You can see a lot of mixed media. There's some fabrics, laces. This looks like masking tape. My parents' love for old books, maps, and such are what I now fancy as amazing finds of ephemera to fill my journals. Just so interesting. My creative obsession, tearing sepia tone pages from antique books for my journal backgrounds. I love seeing the printed word appear through a faint layer of white gesso. Isn't that pretty? You know, I find vintage images everywhere in newspapers and magazines. There's an interesting color combination I would never have thought of. I just would not, it just wouldn't be on my radar. Now this is interesting where she painted the flowers and then roughly cut them out and added interesting words there. Darkest Before Dawn by Amelia Tapiola. Interesting. A neutral color palette. Very texturized. Oh, that's interesting. That looks like texture, some kind of texture paint with gold foiling. My art therapy, creating sea-themed artwork using the seashells and sea glass our family has collected during our travels. That is just wonderful. That is so pretty with the texture paint and the foiling over the photo. Sometimes when staring at a blank journal page, we need a little help moving past square one, whether a question, a quote, or a simple list. These prompts should have you journaling in no time. Now that is pretty. It's brighter colors than I would like. Oh, and I added some editorial. This art journal began its life as a children's board book about Easter, and I coincidentally completed it on Easter weekend. That is synchronicity. Brighter colors, but with a vintage feel. It looks like they were done by the same person, but they aren't. For me, a new journal is an opportunity to create beautiful, colorful art, and I become so excited at the thought of what I can do with it. By Patty Eskridge. Diana Hernandez. This magical journal inspired me to share my work on a designated Instagram. I was immediately accepted into an encouraging community of people who helped me work out some thoughts, value my opinion, and gave me insight. I'll have to look her up. Because that looks a little dark and sad, but you know, like she said, she worked out some thoughts. Somerset Place, an official blog of Stampington and Company. Discover more at blog.stampington.com. I'll have to look that up.